What's up, all? It is Zach here, and welcome guys to another game of Warcraft Reforged. We are starting to play some Circuit Trollforged, and we have a special guest. We have the developer of the game, Trollforged. Thank you for being here, man.
Thank you. I'm going to talk over the game when he playing it solo, and he's going to start by making a health command to reduce the enemy health, so he can like climb. Okay, this is actually haven't really tried Ascension. So you're gonna do a command like this.
HP, yeah, minus HP, minus 15, or you can actually plus 15, or it depends how much you want actually to add. Yeah, you can actually add till 999 or to decrease it.
You only don't write the minus sign. That's the...
Yes.
Yeah. So we are going to talk about some stuff like Reforged, the origin of the map, like balance stuff, and we're gonna talk about how it grew and other external sources, and about other TDs as well. That will be the last part, and we will do it in the order I said before.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what the fuck? It is actually quite funny. I can see Balsnar, the Dreadlord, level 1 has fallen whenever you kill a mini-boss.
So he's on the...
Murloc Sorcerer has fallen, oh Jesus.
He's on the Observer.
Yeah. Actually, that's really fun. So don't be in a server in this game, apparently. It's not too destructive though. So, we're gonna start with Reforged improvements, like for the maps, and this map in particular, of course, with all the new models and stuff, which looks good, and you need to do adaptations for towers, because they have changed the pathways of units in the world editor. I also needed to revamp the randomized enemies what models files, so that took some like work in that. And some stuff, other stuff is, you can see the attack animations of the Murlocs and a lot of other towers are not that great. I don't know what exactly Blizzard are going to do about it when their tower. You've probably seen that before.
Yeah.
It has been a pre-reforged. They have made improvements in the world editor, which hinted at Reforged actually coming out. Like they enabled the larger size, and they made but I think they made after the showcased it, that you can host the game actually, which actually was kind of a big deal because it was a pain to host before, the old Battle.net. And it caused a lot of issues at the time.
Yeah, no, there are, for example, some rebalancers on the channel as well, and actually a developer, Afro, I guess, you know him. He did Pokemon Legends, and he actually said that there are some interesting changes to the world editor as well.
Yeah, there's some max health commands and stuff that are really like useful.
Yeah.
And there are some things that don't really work properly, but that can be implemented. That would increase it even more. So we're gonna change the topic now to the origin of the map. This is actually quite a new map. It is about 7 months old when you watch the video. So it started like as a beta, of course, as I hosted it quite early on as well.
When did you wanted actually to do the map? Like, for example, you actually heard about Reforged and you started the map like to develop it, or you actually had in mind something for the Frozen 2 one?
I don't really remember if I had too much Reforged in mind, because I helped someone else do Green Circle TD before actually with but that was only heroes to I thought heroes would be a nice addition to that version. So I started to implement them. But then he was kind of busy, the other maker, so... And I have kind of... I had a lot of time as well.
Yeah.
So I started to script or take some stuff and making my own version.
Yeah, I don't know, you did a good job.
Yeah, I thought about a lot of things with spawn amounts.
Yes.
That you need different towers. I thought about... I took some of it from the other map, but I remade it. How much stuff deals to what armor types and that.
Yeah.
And it lasted pretty long, like a normal mode, which... like, it wasn't randomized enemies at start. But then I started to add... I started to make them. It was a lot... it was quite hard. I didn't like have so much experience of it, and not programming in general, but I'm decent at world editor triggers. So.
Yeah, anyway, I think actually adds a nice thing to the map, like it's a unique thing that I guess to the green TDs especially.
Yeah, because I wanted to play my map a lot as well.
Yes, yes.
And then it's really good with the randomized enemies.
Yeah, you never know what you get, so you can
like
actually get more towers or different towers and so on.
Yeah, it was like so. It started to become so good that I changed it from a command to the actual base game.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk about a little bit the different towers as well, just shortly. Yeah. You can see the Frost Tower, yes, the Icy Treasure box. That is what I call a splash tower, of course. Because it can hit a lot of enemies, and it's not a set amount. Then we have the Murloc Tower. It's not quite a single target, but it is mostly a single target. So
yeah, if you want to see how she hits 3 enemies.
It deals damage on the few enemies and stuff. Yeah. It is okay against some more enemies, but the tower like Poison is only 1 target. Then there's the multi or let's say Chaos Tower. A Chaos Tower is a set amount of enemies, which is good like from very... it is good against mid amounts of enemies. So not like a lot of enemies and not too few enemies.
And anyway, it decreases the armor, which I guess is very important.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about how many enemy stuff hit.
Okay,
like, that's kind of actually an important thing when it comes to balance.
Yeah.
And good thing to think about with your build. Although you don't need the multi part. You need a splash and you need a single target.
Yeah.
You can see an item drop here, by the way. This is
oh yeah, this is new for me though, to be honest with you. Scroll of a beast.
So in the same roar as the Siege Tower, just a little bit more powerful.
Yeah, not bad actually. 25% bonus damage, 30 seconds. It's nice.
It's not. I'm going to add more items.
And actually these items are dropping from the champions, right? Not
yeah,
from
they are dropping from the champions.
Oh, okay.
You can also see if you scroll up a bit, there are new hunter swords and barrow stands, where you can upgrade your towers a little bit by using your lumber you have gotten on your test.
Oh yeah, I have 8 lumber. I swear I forgot about this.
It is not a big deal. Like, you shouldn't focus on that before you have your build set a little bit.
Yes, indeed. And we can actually increase only the attack speed, not the damage, from what I see here.
Yeah, it's also actually less attack speed than it says it is, because of how Warcraft engines says makes attacks work. especially when you get the hero form. Like the percentages from other external sources are less prevalent. So it is less important to make sure. It is almost more important if you're not getting a hero form of a tower to have the item upgrade.
Yeah.
You maxed it. Let's go. Let's continue with tower spells. You can see in this map that a lot of things are on autocast. The spells, which people really enjoy.
It's good because you don't need to keep in mind that you actually need to guess it and so on. Like.
Yeah, when you play, it's quite
yeah.
I don't need to explain it.
Yeah.
But that was also a thing that made this map set apart, quite a heavy reliance on them. Then we come to... we can talk about the heroes a bit.
Every tower, from what I saw, has a hero, right?
Yeah, every tower has a hero.
Which is a unique thing. Actually, I saw this thing, but about with heroes, I guess Green Cycle did 16 or something. I don't remember the version, or 12, 13 or something like that. But this actually new version, they seem like they have it's working better than in that version. I don't know why. Like, they have interesting abilities and it's not actually that lagging though.
Because I had experience from before with it, and I know a bit what I want from a tower and stuff. And with the planning and the time it took to start to make them, I started to make them like 1.6. And a lot of test version of that map. So they started to become better. But I didn't even finish them or make them get more damage with level. It was on the attack speed back then. So after some reworks, mostly in 1.7, they got more polished and stuff. And of course they got even more polished later. One important thing for newer players are to upgrade all your max towers into heroes in general. So because you want the experience is quite valuable to get, and you will only get like delayed heroes if you from hero to hero if you don't get the hero form of let's say a multi-tower or frost tower. If you don't get the hero, you will have delayed heroes because you can't get enough gold otherwise.
And I think it's the best to kind of get the heroes as fast as possible, like at the 30, 31, I don't know, around there.
Yeah, 30 and 38 and 45 when they're locked.
Yes.
They're especially the early heroes. Later I'm not as sure and so on. And I don't recommend the research hero if you don't go for a build in the research towers. Because they need... you need to spend a lot of gold into it to make stuff work.
I guess maybe late game you can actually do that, or I don't know, like it's...
Yeah, because there are a research talent which allows you to upgrade all your research tower with it. So then when it comes to items which are a new addition to the heroes, they can be purchased at the top left corner of every hero. That's not the research hero. They are usually best to get the cheaper items more early. And if you're going for late, you can buy the crown of cakes in that later. They supplement your hero to make it more powerful.
Yeah, I saw actually that adds a lot of damage, and intelligence is very important as well. But you can, from what I saw, is you can actually sell the items, right? So if you actually bought them, you can't sell them, right?
Yeah.
So you need to be very careful what you buy.
I would say all the items have their place. Strength increases the the hero's damage, agility the attack speed, and intelligence increases the hero's experience gain, as we said.
Yeah.
I think I'm rather done with the heroes, if you don't have anything more to say.
I guess actually it was very hard to balance kind of every tower, like to actually have something like to be able to play with different combinations of towers, right? I guess it's not that easy.
Yeah, I play tested a lot public as well, so.
For example, back then when I actually started to play this map, a lot of guys actually started to play with fire and ice, and actually ice was quite a big deal back then. But now, from what I saw, not that many people are going for that. And
yeah, I think you were a part of it as well, the fire. It was kind of funny as well, because people thought it cost the desyncs.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it is still prevalent, but it's less prevalent than before. A very good tip to prevent the desync or to restart your Warcraft 3, in normal and in Reforged, because it resets some sort of cache that gets corrupted or something.
So after each game of Trollforged, you need to reset it.
Yeah, it's very useful. I mean, you don't have to, but you don't want desync. So.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, when you're playing solo though, things are more stable. The nice thing about a solo mode, which we are playing on right now, detects when you play alone, is that even if you leak a little bit, others don't get your gold, which means you're not in problem.
Yeah.
Immediately, like if you're nice, you're going to send over gold. But people don't do that. Like, it's a organic growth of every game. Who gets gold and stuff like that. There are a comeback mechanic when you play with more people though, so you don't actually miss 100% of the gold you're leaking. The gold comeback mechanic gets reduced the higher level you come as well. So if you leak early, it's even more fine. So the map started to take off later as well. Like I think it was 1.8 or something when it started to hit its, I don't want to call it peak, but peak increase of interest, like and from that point forward, partly due to a fake version, a fake 2.0, but partly because people have seen the map and tried it and played it. It didn't have the new map hype anymore.
Yeah. There are a lot of guys anyway that are taking these maps and trying to make some other versions, but the only versions there are on his Discord, on Trollforged Discord. So if you want actually to try the latest versions, you can actually join there and you can get the latest ones.
It still has a stable play, it is still hosted stably, so it has put down a foot, and I don't think it's going away as long as game-breaking bugs and crashes and stuff doesn't exist still. Which was actually a part I forgot about to mention with Reforged, that like the Murloc tower used to crash the map, was kind of a pain, and I don't playtest as much anymore. But I got a report from it, and after that it was the fire tower that crashed stuff, and yeah, a bit more issues, and you can't see items. A lot of beta stuff, but it really impacts you when you have like a map on the site where people can vote on the map, and you make a Reforged map. Then people rate it based on beta in adequacies. Like it's not because it's crashing. People vote give it a poor review or something.
Yeah.
There are things to, but it's still important to have it around, like, so people can download it.
Anyway, from what I saw, some guys are complaining about there are some spikes when champions are coming. For example, you said that you don't have that much spikes. I guess actually it's not only but about the PC, but I don't know, maybe some triggers or something.
Yeah, that is actually apart from Reforged. I think
maybe
it has to do with the model, actually.
Maybe when the game will come out, like maybe it will be more okay. Like we will not have this. But anyway, we don't have spikes right now, so I guess it depends about what mobile or something. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, we're only one player as well, so.
Yeah.
And I don't have like I think from my point of view, I actually tried to like strip the trigger of like everything, and the thing that caused the lag was creating the heroes. So I couldn't really work around it. Here we can see another item drop, by the way.
Whole frenzy. Yeah.
Yeah, you see that they are kind of related to already existing abilities.
Yeah, we have cluster rockets as well from the rocket tower here, right?
Yeah, and I'm thinking about adding a transmute item, so you can sell a tower for more than you would get from
if you sell it to normal.
Normally.
Yes.
I don't know exactly how I should implement it, because you could if an easy way to implement it would be make it give a little bit more gold from whatever tower you target, but then you get more than 100% if you sell like a level 1 tower, but it might be fine.
Yeah.
And maybe an item to move around towers as well. And a bundle of lumber is probably a new one as well.
I saw the thing with the movement of towers in region 3D or Hairheart, I don't know, which I guess is an interesting thing to move at least, I don't know, once or something. Let's go with this.
I don't know, can you see like the blue worker and...
Yes, they are here, but
yeah, that's kind of... I haven't adjusted it for...
Yeah, we can see them, but...
the observers. It's a little bit annoying, but...
Yeah, but I don't get bothered by that. I'm okay with.
So, the new one is... the new version is 2.0.0. As you can see at the top right corner.
Yes, yeah.
Why I renamed it to that is because it's more professional for anyone who's more professional, other gamers and programmers that are more let's call it gaming programmers that see it can see that the first one is like more of a major update. The second one, like the 0, is the first 0 is the minor updates, and the third one are patches.
Yeah.
And I don't need to go over more that.
Let's maybe talk about a bit. Sorry if I interrupt you. About the how it actually works. For example, air or deadly or armor and so on. These buffs or debuffs. When like why did they actually have this in mind? And I don't know, like what are all of these advantages and disadvantages of the mobs? Like what all of them and what?
The R one has formerly been known to be the game ender, but I made later. But I made because they have less health, but they lack ground powers can't hit them and so on, which makes them very hard late game. But I adjusted some formula stuff to make them less hurtful nowadays. So now they're quite balanced actually.
Yeah.
You can see that the towering ship here can't attack them, which is a big deal. The deadly enemies are the EA,
Yes.
and they do double overrun, but has a little bit less health. The Renation one, you can see at the top right corner, Reg, has less health, but a quite fast health Renation. The slow and fast enemies have adjusted speed, but health adjusted to that as well. So if they are slower, they have more health. When it comes to the spawn amounts as well, when there's a lot of enemies, the total health of the enemies are higher than if there are fewer enemies. But when you have a siege tower or a splash tower, all the enemies are getting hit, so it is a lot of damage versus it. It's quite common sense.
Yes.
Play tower defenses and see it for yourself. So I'm gonna go over a little bit to a rant about hosting the map in externals when you put on external sources, other from the map. Like the map is doing fine as a casual game, but you still, as a map creator, want to try to get it out there on website. We can download it and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is even more relevant for other maps. So I uploaded it before on Hive Workshop, world editor community mostly, but it also has mapping campaigns and that. It is supposed to be more professional, but I had a lot of issues getting it approved and so on, and they didn't agree on my they didn't think the map was unique or something. And, the first review was but is this a 1 million copy of a Green Circle TD? And then it actually get a substandard mark, which is actually accepted from their point of view, but it looks bad. So
Yes.
I needed to contact the staff of the website, which is annoying. But let's not go over that too much. I removed after I found out how to remove the post, which was complicated and editing that. First I edited and did a bit of things, but then I removed it from over there and have it on the Warcraft Reforged maps.
Yes, Warcraft Reforged.
Yeah. They are much more they are much less annoying to deal with. They're actually very nice. You can contact them like the maker.
I talked a lot with the guy that actually holds the site, and he seems like a good guy, and he's very he responds very fast. He's actually very into the game, and he wants actually to help and to develop a nice base.
taking it very seriously.
Yes, he's a serious guy.
I'm gonna go over another thing I want to make this map on is Warcraft 3 stats, so you can actually send in your replays and and some stats will be analyzed. Other than like stay time, if you would do it currently. It is also a work in progress, and they have some difficulties from what I've seen because of Reforged, like change. These kind of changes, kind of a major change, requires work. Okay, I'm gonna go over some. I'm of course very thankful for you playing this map and taking it like seriously.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
Who watch it and and support it, especially on people support it on my Discord.
Yes, it is a good map and you should get the support.
I'm like going over a rant of other creators where they usually put the first time, it's usually when people play a map, it's usually an old outdated version of the map or something. But and if they only make one video of it, it is kind of and maybe it even has like serious bugs in that, or laggy. It's not a nice vision as a map maker. I'm not gonna call out names. That's also why I'm very thankful when you upload the map and that.
Yeah, I don't know, I like about your map also that you don't have that many versions. Like for example, I know there are some developers that are, for every little thing that they do to the map, they actually upload a new one. But for example, for you actually have some test versions that you have only on your Discord. But in the same time, when you actually have some more updates, I guess, and after play the lot, like to test a lot, you actually have a version that you actually release it for the public, you know.
Yeah, that's
you don't overload with your map.
A little bit with the new 2.0.0 thing.
Yeah.
But you will see, especially when a major update, if it's just a patch that, if you know what to look for. And then I'm gonna talk about some motivation as well when it comes to creating maps and maintaining them. It can be from someone who has a lot of time, it can be up and down motivation and stuff like that very easily, and the success is not stable as well. So like I cemented some sort of stable success, but I never know if it's going to like slow the decline or stay stable, or if it's gonna for a time explode. Like I don't know about that. And when you don't have a stable map, particularly like before it started to become more stable, you didn't know what to expect in that. Yeah.
You started this as a hobby, right? So, or you actually wanted to do some money of it or something as a hobby, I guess.
Yeah, like the main part of the map, like how it started and developed, is of course as a hobby and that. But there are like in further future, you of course if you put a lot of effort, you of course if it's possible to get some monetization for it and stuff like that. But I don't want to do it with a small map and a few who makes it, and you need to get to a certain size, I think, before even thinking about it. And when it comes to that, I think also it's nice to see. It would be improvement motivational to see that someone puts in a little bit, or like even a small donation or something, when I think about it. Okay. So I'm rather done with most of my things I wanted to talk about. But I only got other maps and my opinions on them, outside and inside of Warcraft 3.
Yes.
And then I'm of course going to talk about the TDs only, like other green circle TDs. Other green circle TDs usually have some major balance issues and other stuff like that. They are usually you can usually only play them in a few ways, or maybe only one way, depending on the map and that. So I don't really. Green Circle TD has a kind of a bad name and stuff like that, but they're also very casual friendly and have some very nice things about them, like the different models when you upgrade a tower.
Yeah.
And the grass layout and stuff like that, or what makes them popular, I think, even though they can be very poorly made otherwise.
TDs in general, I guess, are very popular, are very easy to play, and
yeah, Warcraft 3 is
easy
a
to
very
watch
good platform for tower defenses.
Yeah.
I don't like normal TDs historically as like circle TDs. That's why I made a circle TD. I found they're like very unique and from not very unique, but they're unique from other TDs. But lately I have actually gotten up to playing like I have started to appreciate the solo mode of this map more, when you're not limited to like your allies. Tactical aspects. Well, then I'm going to talk about like other types of TDs that are like the Winter Mouse, the amazing TDs, and that they can be a nice different. Like they can be very good, but they can also be kind of meh.
Yeah.
Because they don't have upgradable towers, or they usually have a lot of builders, but not a lot of alternatives for each builder. The mazing part is what makes it nice though. That covers that up. And then there are like unique TDs, and like I saw a TD before where whenever you kill the enemy, they split into more, and you wanted to kill more of them. Like the unique TDs like that, which are rather nice. And like TDs when you combine towers by gambling, like some sort of like something like poker or game TD, or even UTD that's are kind of a campaign TD.
Yes.
There are more TDs, and then there are TDs that I don't really consider a TD, like Legion TD. I don't think that's tower defense. Oh, I actually got the crash. It's fine. I hope I tabbed out and in and stuff like that. So to see whenever you hold the alt tab for too long, it can actually crash the game if you do it poorly.
I hope I don't lose anyway, because I have 73% overrun, so. But yeah. I guess we should be okay. Anyway, the overrun.
The items you have to right?
Yeah, actually I think I need to use them. Overrun anyway actually starts from this part, like it's not from the beginning, because for example in some vintages the mobs are stacking in the front here in the beginning, and you can actually lose the game just because the mobs are stacking there, but here they don't do that and you can actually finish the map.
Okay, the last thing I wanted to talk about is TDs outside of Warcraft 3, like the classical blue tower defense. I don't really think they are like great games. I haven't seen like a lot of stuff that impresses me when it comes to TDs in general. Maybe you know some not very nice TDs that.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't play, to be honest, to TDs outside the Warcraft 3, like I'm playing only Warcraft 3 most of the time, so I don't know.
One TD I actually very like though, like the old TD on like a Flash browser or something, is TD called Cursed Treasure, Don't Touch My Games.
I never heard about it.
Yeah, that's a suggestion for anyone who's watching it.
Yeah.
You can probably Google it. It's a little bit more campaign-like, which actually is quite nice tower defense, I think. Although making a tower campaign mode is probably very. I mean, if you only play it once, it's fine. You're gonna get probably less playtime out of it for the time you put into making it.
Yeah.
But in my case, like, if I wanted to, I could make a side project from my tower defense and strip it of a lot of triggers and stuff, and then start working at the campaign editor, because I have like a lot of pre-made units that could be very nice. The last thing I wanted to, another thing actually, when it comes to making other maps, is that I would maybe like to make a Trollforged Wars version of this map, where you actually play a team against the other team.
That's
you wanted to make the other team lose first.
Yes, that's interesting. You actually started to work on that, or you will start with it?
I haven't started to work on it. I thought about it a little bit, like not making cent increase income, but give gold, or just make the income last for a few rounds, so you don't go for income strats all game.
Yeah.
And just try to aim the opponents and that. So that's a very possible thing to do. Although it could make very uneven teams. So well, we don't need to talk about it. I'm gonna be very thankful for having me over here at the video again.
Don't worry, it was my pleasure to talk with you and actually have a bit of insight about the map and what you have in mind about it and how actually it started.
So I think I'm gonna end the call and you can finish the game.
Okay man, thank you so much for being here, and we will talk more for sure about this map and we'll play more.
Yeah.
Thank you, have a good day.
Bye.
Okay guys, so this was actually, this was Trollbot, a very nice guy. Let's actually try to end the map here. We actually have 46 overrun, not the best unfortunately, but this version is harder, right? We actually played 2.0 version. We actually finished the version one time, but we played on 1.9. This is not that easy, it's actually harder. So let's actually hope that we can do this. We can actually use some items here, maybe. We can stun as well, boost that attack speed, maybe the siege first. Yeah, so we actually, you heard him, like what he's actually, like how we actually started the map and what he has in mind for the next versions and next maps. At 80, we actually we actually end the game at 80. Back then, in previous versions, the version it was something around the last Revo it was around 100. Now is 80, and we might actually I don't know, we can't actually do anything. Believe me, actually I played with this thing, the same kind of strategy, and still. No, I didn't. I wanted to go for the aura. Yeah, might lose him. I did kind of a mistake there. But I'll try my best. Let's actually put some siege. In this version, the earthquake is debuffed, like it's nerfed a bit, so it doesn't apply that much slow. Okay, 71, it decreased. Not bad, not bad. $76. Let's actually attack the champions here. You can get some more gold. These champions are giving you a lot of gold. If you can get them, you can help you. Level 13 on the siege. That's huge, believe me. That's humongous. We're on this siege tower to to get the earthquake ability. Afterwards, you can actually just go for another one. So, okay, we're back into track now. Not bad. Okay, so right here, Doomguard actually has the earthquake. And that's it. 64, 72 levels. I guess we are around there, not bad. These mobs actually are quite low, so maybe we can do this. Unholy frames. Anyway, we actually have, for example, on sorry. Let's use the tower. We have on this guy, we have the protect. This protect actually decreases the overrun per total in general, so that will be very important as well. You can have only 6 food. Can't get more than that, so that's why it was actually interesting to have the aura for the last food, but I kind of messed that up a bit. I was actually thinking what to say and what to talk here. 62, okay, decreased for now. We don't need to get deadly, like we need actually to be a bit lucky as well. If we actually get deadly mobs, as Trollforged said, deadly actually doubles the overrun, right? So we need to be very careful with that. Deadly here, divine, man, that's bad actually. Divine and deadly, very annoying combination, unfortunately, because divine actually gets damage from the chaos here, so it will not be good. I hope that we can hold this. 43 the critical strike, 43k. For deadly I will try to use everything here, like this caster rockets, plus maybe if we actually need this protect, but we will see if we need it or not. Can get some more items. Not on that guy. Anyway. On Tirande, look how much actually damage we can get. That's very good. Okay, next is air. Come on! Berserker, use it. 77. So 3 more lives. 3 more levels. And maybe we can do this. Oh, 66. Man, look how fast actually the overrun is actually increasing. That's very bad, believe me. We are very unlucky because we have divine plus deadly. Very unlucky. Of course, you actually use the protect, but afterwards it will actually increase. 75, 77. Maybe we actually got. Maybe we're okay because we used this. No, 160, 103. Yeah, you see, actually it ramp up pretty fast. Anyway, it was almost there. 2 more levels, and we will actually be able to actually end the map. But anyway, as you saw, like this map is quite hard. Though. We actually did our best, like with this kind of technique. Actually, we kind of finished last time, but this 2.0 version is way harder. As I said, like the earthquake is less effective. But anyway, guys, this was it. I hope you enjoyed the interview with the host, with Trollforged, with the developer. I will try to do this kind more, these more things, and every kind of week I'll try actually maybe to talk with the developer and actually see and actually promote the map and actually see what actually is the map and maybe a tutorial as well. But in general, that's what we want kind of to do on this map, like to actually focus on the towers more than actually, for example, like to get the heroes as fast as possible, because faster the heroes, actually more experience. You should actually get some items because they're very important, give actually intelligence. The more intelligence you have, the more experience you actually get on the hero, and of course the more experience you actually get, more better spares, right? Spares are very important. For example, the earthquake or the roar, right? It actually adds a lot of damage to your towers. In general, no, you need actually, I guess, to have fun and don't be mad when you actually lose. You just actually need to do it again and try to find the best strategy, I guess. And I guess to be lucky as well sometimes, you know, not to get divine and deadly in the same time. Because for sure believe me, if we wouldn't have that, we'd be actually able to finish this easy. Okay, so this was it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for the support. Even though you are not subscribed, even though you are subscribed, thank you for watching. I appreciate that. It means a lot. I hope you liked it, and as always, guys, stay awesome. Bye bye.
Are you listening?